everyone, On and Off is coming back in a few days. This is their pre-release song, My Name Is. I mean, the majority of you guys are already Fuses, so y'all already know what is up. But I have a question for the Fuses watching. What is your name? How'd you learn about On and Off? And what is your current favorite song by them? I'll start it off. My name is Emma, but you guys know me as Umu. I discovered On and Off actually when they debuted. A lot of you guys flooded the comment sections and our Twitter with "Back to On and Off, new boy group." And I remember their debut song not being my cup of tea, but then when they released a video for Cat's Waltz, I really loved that song. I've been loosely following until Road to Kingdom happened, and I've fallen hard. Fallen very hard with their voices, with their performance, with their personalities. And so now I will be paying much closer attention as a baby Fuse. And let's now continue this journey together with this awesome comeback. Apologies ahead of time. This is going to be a little bit of a sleepy reaction. I've been working very hard on something. I'm aware that On and Off wrote the lyrics to this themselves. I'm just excited for everything in general. I'm just excited to hear their voices more. 3, 2, 1. My name is... God, I love their music video concepts. I love the affected voice. Oh, he knows. Literally. The classical and jazz musicians react video that I released the other day, one of the reactors kept saying, I like his voice. Red hair.
Oh, I like your voice. Red hair. Very stable. Especially red hair, dude.
Wait, red hair or pink hair?
This is red. It's red.
Wait, I thought there's a pink hair too, though, right?
No, there's just red.
Oh, I thought that was pink. Am I colorblind?
Sorry for pausing. Let's go back in. What is that sound?
Hello, this is Wyatt. I
like how the bass comes in with him. This song has a sudden sonic shift. And the instrumentation just becomes more and more full. There's already so many things to point out, but I'm afraid of talking over something. It changes a little bit every single time it switches to a new member's section, the instrumentation. Even though it's the same chord progression over and over and over, everything else changes. Oh, that's cool. 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 God, Monotree is so freaking good. Okay, upload complete. I'm terribly curious to see what Beautiful Beautiful ends up sounding like, because through the teaser pictures and through this glitchy aesthetic, it looks like it can turn super dark, but based on what we've heard in the highlight medley, it sounds very bright and cheerful like this and feel good. And yet there's like a bunch of like robotic people like aiming at, was it Hyojin in the Instagram teasers? Like, this either can go in the direction of Y or back to the direction of kind of like pop feeling good of their debut song. I'm really, really, really curious what that's gonna sound like. Anyways, okay, so a bunch of thoughts have been gathering in my head. I think the main thing that stood out to me was there's a lot of harmonic repetition in this. But it's this very feel-good progression that repeats and repeats and repeats with no tension added at all. They start off with one specific sound and then they change into another sound. So the main thing we start off with is this really affected voice. That thing, and then it changes into like a really affected trumpet-esque sound. It goes like, burr, 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 duh, baby voice answers, burr, 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 duh, baby voice answers, and this motif reminds me of ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da 1, 2, 3, let's go. So that's if you know that song, it adds some kind of summery connection nostalgia to this song for you, even though it's like really freaking cold outside and snowing. I think this deserves a second listen, so I can just go through, pause, and talk about specific moments that stood out to me. 3, 2, 1. Sounds like there's a wood block layered in. There's some sort of hit with a bunch of reverb, but that the reverb might be attached to the guitar. Da, 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 da. 나는 효진, 어느 높은 빨간 머리에 공복은 예민해지는 노루야. Okay, what the hell is this sound? It might be some sort of sound made on the guitar, but it sounds like you take a bunch of marbles, put them in a bucket, and then go like 3, 2, 1. 잔소리를 많이 해도 속마음은 그게 아냐 난 효진. What the hell is that sound? And then it changes into like this trap beat. Or I guess it isn't quite a trap beat yet, it's just electronic hi-hat. Yeah, more and more harmonies layered in. Oh god, this song really does it just gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and then they know when to take out the thickness to make a contrast so that the energy doesn't peak and fall flat. Because if you notice with Hyojin's part, there was no vocal harmony whatsoever, and then Wyatt like harmonized himself once. And then I bet there's more vocal harmonies coming in with the next member. This is cool transition. Yeah, well, I mean, there's already a bunch of harmonies with the my name is whoever the fuck is singing up there. I mean, it could be any of them because they all have this range. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Surprised they didn't have MK play that part. Okay, no vocal harmony yet. There it is. A little vocoder on the harmony. Monotree really likes using vocoder on their voices. Vocal doubling. Fashion leader. Flex, flex. That's a calm answer. Okay, so I guess this could be considered the chorus, because it's definitely what sticks in my head the most. after listening in. Ba, 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 ba. The guitar line is quite active right now. I mean, we've got that da, da, but there's like a more melodic part. MK's part is wonderful because they take out everything, keep the same progression, but change up the rhythm of the progression. God, that's so satisfying. And then the vibrato on the guitar. Vibes. Gosh. There is a system error. But then it says upload complete. How can the upload be complete after there's a system error? Wait. Yeah, there's so many different textures going in. And the progression that they chose, how in the diatonic it is with no dissonance, no tension, it just feels so good, comforting, warm. It makes you want to dive back in and listen to this again, so it just makes me feel happy. And they bring their own characteristic little variation on every single time the melody returns. The instrumentals build every single time a section returns. I love it. Ready for beautiful, beautiful, and please stick around for that special thing that I've been working on.